Here you are, darling.
But it's Saturday, Granny.
Oh, so it is. And you'll be late.
But I'm trying to be late, Granny.
You should be about an hour late, really. Often I would be 2 hours late, and a young man would be very anxious.
Not my young man. He just wouldn't wait. Have you got my secret safe?
Oh, quite safe. Yes, here it is.
Do you know what I'm going to do with this?
Give it to Joe.
I am not. It's for Alan. Oh, you knew it all the time.
Poor Joe. Doesn't he get anything?
No, it's for Alan. And I'm going to marry him.
Look, Kitty, look.
Oh. Frederic, hold the nest while I dress. I will be late.
Good morning, darling.
Good morning, Aunt Josephine.
Good morning, Kitty.
Good morning, Lawrence. Good morning, Father. Goodbye, Aunt Josephine.
Goodbye, Kitty. Have a good time.
I will.
Take good care of yourself.
I will.
Goodbye, darling.
Bye.
Must we have a draft, Henry? I believe in children eating their breakfast at home.
Well, Lawrence is at home.
Yes, Lawrence is at home. And why? Because the Shannons don't condescend to ask him over with Kitty.
Oh, come, Josephine. Don't imagine those foolish things.
Of course, Mrs. Shannon knows I'm penniless, and Lawrence hasn't a father.
Considering that she adopted Alan Trent, who has neither a father nor a mother, and brought him all the way from Canada, that doesn't seem very likely.
Alan was her sister's son. But my poor Lawrence isn't good enough for them.
I don't want to go anyway. Not a bit, so there.
Good morning, Lord.
The master started prayers, Miss Kitty. Good morning.
Am I awfully late?
I'm afraid so. Get down here now. Come along, Miss Kitty. Hurry.
I'm doing my frock.
O Lord, our Heavenly Father, Almighty and everlasting God, to whose watchful providence we owe it that no... To whose watchful providence we owe it that...
Good morning.
To whose watchful providence we owe it that no disturbance has come nigh to us or this dwelling, that we have been brought in safety to another day. For these thy mercies we praise and magnify thy glorious name. Humbly beseeching thee to accept this playing for dogs. That's what it amounts to. Morning service for the dogs. And the kidney's very hot. Very hot. Kitty, next Saturday I hope you'll be kind enough to bring your horse in with you. I should like to have the entire animal world with us, like Noah's Ark.
I suppose you didn't bring that moth-eaten bird's nest with you.
Oh, Alan, I'm so sorry. I left it at home.
Oh, that's all right. I might have carried these eggs in it. It doesn't matter.
What was that?
Just a gust of wind.
But But it came up so quick. Look, there's nothing now.
Maybe it was a whirlwind. That wasn't a whirlwind. It wasn't a wind at all. It was a warning. A warning. You're balmy. I told you not to have a third sausage roll. Well, I'm gonna look for some more eggs. I'm much too full to argue. Oh, and if you get any more warnings, let me know.
Tell me, Alan, what was it a warning of?
It wasn't a warning at all, silly. I made it up to keep Gerald in his place. He shows off a bit because he's older than I am.
It was a warning, all the same. A special warning just for you and me. That wind said that we ought to get married. I told you we ought. I've said so lots of times.
Now, we're not going to start that marriage business over again.
But you promised to let me know. I can't waste the best years of my life just waiting for you.
Look here, Kitty. I'll make up my mind soon. Very soon.
How soon?
Oh, in about a week.
All right, I'll give you a week more. Do you think he'll say yes?
Oh, I dare say. There's no one else to marry, is there? Now what's the matter?
Nothing at all.
Smile. Come on now, smile. Look, Kitty, if you smile, I'll marry you. How's that? Let's go and get some more eggs.
All right.
You're early.
It's Saturday, Granny.
A big Saturday, too, isn't it?
The biggest ever. Granny. At first, seeing them as soldiers was fun. And I suppose I never really thought they'd be going away. But now, I'm frightened.
I know. Don't let them know that you're frightened, dear.
No. Of course I won't. Anyway, they promised me they'll be back very soon. Granny, I wish I knew. I wish I were really sure. You're not? No. No. When you love so hard and for so long, you can never really be sure. And it used to be so easy, Granny. I just ask him to marry me. Now, it's growing up, Granny, that's what it is. Things aren't so simple anymore. I can't just say, Alan, please marry me, quick.
Why not? That's the best way to do it. Saves a lot of time.
I bet that's just what you'd do. Heavens, look at the time. I must fly.
You're going to be early again.
Am I? How dreadful. Yes, I suppose I always will be. Goodbye, Granny.
Goodbye, darling. Best love to Alan and Gerald.
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, darling.
Good morning, Aunt Josephine.
Good morning, Kitty.
Good morning, Lawrence.
Morning.
Goodbye, Father.
Bye, dear.
Goodbye, Aunt Josephine. Goodbye, Lawrence.
No speeding, mind. You've loads of time. My regards to the boys.
Isn't it about time Kitty became engaged to one or the other of those young men?
Perhaps she hasn't been asked. Well, she can't go wrong. Fine boys, both of them. Good stuff in those boys.
I suppose that's a dig at my poor Lawrence.
Oh, nonsense, Josephine. The canteens are just as necessary as...
It's most unfair and unkind. You know very well Lawrence would have joined the infantry if it hadn't been for his hammer toe.
Mother, can't you forget about my hammer toe?
Good morning, Miss Kitty.
Good morning, Martin. Poor old Peter. He's a very old dog, isn't he?
Peter's 14, miss. That's 98, a human, Miss Kitty. He's outlived his master by 2 years.
Hello, Kitty.
Hello, Kitty. Good morning.
Good morning, dear. Well,
Hi.
the new uniforms. Let me look at you. Stand back from the table. Father, turn around and let me see you.
Like to see me in profile?
Gerald, you do look handsome.
I'm in profile.
Do you know, I think Gerald's coat fits better. I just can't find words to express you. Come, children, breakfast is getting cold. And you'll need neckties and handkerchiefs and plenty of books, because
Do you think we shall have much time for reading,
And
Kitty?
a dinner coat. We each have a new one. An opera hat, and a violin, and Keats' sonnets. Because whenever there's a raid, we'll have to get all dressed up.
Certainly, the enemy won't like us if we don't.
Oh, Gerald, do make him have a haircut once a month. He's so dreadful without one.
Captain Gerald Shannon, says the colonel. Look at your friend and relative, Lieutenant Trent. A disgrace, 3 years too long.
Mother, don't you want to come to London with us?
No, darling. I don't like goodbyes.
Well, it's time. We must be going. Won't we? We'll be home soon, Mother.
What are those funny-looking things you're lugging around, Kitty?
You'll be glad to get those funny-looking things. One's for you, and one's for Gerald.
Oh.
There's a book to read on the train, a sweater, and some cigarettes.
The wrong kind?
No, I'm grateful. The right kind.
Thank you, Kitty.
And socks, too. 3 pairs for each of you. Good warm ones. I knitted them myself.
You made them yourself?
She's been busy on them for days.
Well, then we certainly can't wear them.
Much too good for his feet. I'll wear them all, Kitty.
Nothing like going into battle with 6 pairs of socks on. Everything in, Martin?
Yes, Mr. Allen.
Goodbye.
Bye, sir.
Bye, Martin.
Goodbye, Mr. Gerald. And good luck, sir.
Thanks. And take care of the ladies, won't you?
Yes, I will.
Mother?
I know. Remember the prayers Grandfather used to say at breakfast? I'm going to say one now. God bless my boys and bring them back to me.
God bless my boys and bring them back to me.
Bring them back to us both, Kitty, for a long and happy life. I'm going in now. I don't want to see you go. My love goes with you.
Come along, Joe.
Yeah.
Goodbye, darling. Stay with her today.
Now, Alan, be careful. Don't.
I know. You've been telling me what not to do since we were babies. You be a good girl.
You'll write?
Picture postcards from every town. You be a good girl, and we'll buy you a present in Paris.
Goodbye, Gerald, dear.
Goodbye, Kitty. Goodbye.
You'll write me letters?
Yes. Long letters.
God bless my boys and bring them back to me. train's 20 minutes late. 20 entire minutes.
After 11 months of waiting, that's really not so long, Kitty.
It's 20 minutes too long. Time out of our lives. Good time. Do you think they'll be the same? Look the same?
I think we shall recognize them. We saw them for so many years.
There they are. Gerald.
Kitty!
Alan.
Kitty.
Alan.
That's all right, darling. We're home for 10 whole days.
Look at her, Gerald. She's really quite pretty.
Gerald.
Alan.
Aunt Sheila.
You're home. Oh, I'm so glad to see you again.
And you really are here. It really is our Kitty again.
You are prettier, you know.
They both are. We'll have to take them both up to London to show them off.
Yeah. Have you lots to eat, Aunt Sheila? We're hungry and fast.
Oh, plenty.
Oh, thank you. No. That was luncheon. Now, can we have dinner right away, Aunt Sheila?
And a spot of supper right after that.
Are you two going to spend the whole 10 days eating?
We decided on it months ago. Eating, sleeping, bathing. Eating, sleeping, bathing. Eating, sleeping, bathing.
Maybe we could think of some way of eating while we're sleeping. You know, we haven't thought about this thing enough, Gerald.
Very dull, aren't they?
Very dull indeed.
When was the last time you ate pig?
From the pure white hands of your cousin, Lawrence Bidley.
We hadn't seen England for 11 months, and our first sight of it had to be Lawrence Bidley with a thermos bottle in his hand.
Gerald wanted to turn back. Said you meet a better class of people in the trenches.
You know, Kitty and I had plans and things we thought you might like to do.
Had you? Let's hear them.
Well, first of all, lunch at the Restons.
And on Friday, the vicar is having a fete for the Red Cross.
Well, that needn't trouble us.
My dear, I'm afraid he rather hopes you'll open it.
Did you tell him I would?
Your mother didn't quite like to go as far as that.
You know, I think that Gerald ought to open it.
And then on Saturday afternoon, there's a concert in aid of the Cottage Hospital.
And on Saturday evening, we shall both go there.
This is worse than the war.
Well, speaking of hot water,
How about a long, hot bath?
You can both come and talk through the door if you like.
We'll wait. It's lovely having them home again, isn't it?
I've missed them both terribly. Well, I'll see you all at dinner.
You're not staying with us? They'll be out of those baths in an hour or two.
They'll want to see you alone.
Kitty, they'll want to see you alone. They came home for that. I wanted to say this for a long time. They both love you very much.
I love them, too.
Yes, but Kitty, I want you to know, dear, that whichever you choose, I shall understand.
You've always understood. You've been a darling.
Hey, where are you going? Want a piece of cake?
No, I'm going home. I'm tired of seeing you eat.
Wait a minute. We'll come with you. Maybe there's something new to eat at your house. Hey, wait a minute.
No, goodbye.
Spaghetti. Look, if you don't wait, I'll jump.
Go back in, idiot.
Will you wait for me?
No. Alan! Alan, darling, you're not hurt, are you? Alan. Alan, darling. Alan. Alan. Clown.
You cross? I'm not hurt?
I did scratch my hand.
Look, it's serious. I think that's the way you get leprosy or something.
Good.
Kitty, you've changed. You're so bloodthirsty.
And you? You haven't changed. You're still a child. You don't feel...
What don't I feel?
You don't feel anything. You don't...
Don't I? How do you know what I feel? You know about the months I've been away? The agony I've been through because of you? You know how frightened I was of coming home and finding that you had changed? That you didn't feel the things that I wanted you to feel? How frightened I am now of saying what I want. Look here. I can't say it all. Maybe I can't say any part of it. I'm scared. Kitty, I've so much love for you. It was like something that you'd saved up for a lifetime and didn't know about. And it all comes at once.
Alan. Alan, darling. I wanted to hear you say that so much.
Darling, surely you knew.
I wasn't sure. You see, I've always been around.
Yeah, I know. When I first looked through the bars of my crib, there you were, telling me what to do.
I was not.
When I saw my first tree, you were in it, peering down. My first bird, my first squirrel, my first bud, you were always there.
That's what makes me afraid. You may be just used to me. You may meet some girl.
Why, you sweet idiot. Don't ever say that. There'll be no one else, ever. I've tried, my darling. It isn't any good. If ever you weren't there, I'd stop living. I'd stop breathing. I'd stop wanting to breathe. Don't ever stop watching me, my darling. Don't ever go away. We must tell Aunt Sheila.
And Father.
Come on. Wait a minute. What are we going to tell them?
That we're going to be married.
But when? What, day after tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Well, you shameless hussy. Come on. Aunt Sheila!
So it's finally happened. After all these years. Congratulations.
Gerald. Gerald, dear.
All my love, Kitty. For you both. Congratulations, Alan.
Thanks, Gerald.
Oh, this is the way it should be. I'm happy about it. Mother! Mother, come here. We've news for you. These two have got themselves engaged.
We're getting married tomorrow.
Darling, that's splendid. I'm very happy. I know you will be, both of you.
We shall all be together now. Always. Do you mind if I run? I can't wait to tell Father. I think you ought to come with me.
I fully intend to. We'll be back.
It's all right, Mother.
Gerald, this came a moment ago. It's for you. I took it from the boy in the drive. I do hope...
We got to go back. We're going out from Folkestone early tomorrow morning.
Oh, Gerald, no.
Must be a big push on. Old East been cancelled.
Those poor children. They wanted to be married.
Yes. I shall have to tell them.
So there's no chance. Nothing we can do.
There must be some way. You've known us since we were children. This means so much to us now. There may never be...
I know. I'm sorry. 2 hours ago, you might have secured a special license, but now it's too late. I know how you feel, but try to see that Alan will be back soon, and you'll be married here. We'll arrange it all beforehand, and it won't be long.
Who knows how long it'll be? Thank you, anyhow. You've been very patient with us.
God bless you and bring you back to this church for the marriage that you want.
Thank you. Well, Kitty, nobody will marry us. After all these years, we were 2 hours too late. And I wanted that for us so much. 2 hours, Kitty. 2 hours that would have changed our lives.
No. They're not going to change our lives. Alan, we don't need anyone to marry us. I'm going to Folkestone with you.
Darling.
I marry you, Alan Trent, in front of a church.
And I marry you, Kitty Vane, for always, until the day I die.
This is the only room we have. I think you'll find it comfortable.
This will do splendidly.
Oh. We have to keep the curtains drawn when there's a light in the room. We must be very careful these nights when there's no moon.
What was that?
The guns. You can hear them very plainly from the coast when the wind's this way. I always tell my husband that those guns make it feel like living right in the war, so to speak. I always say that...
Yes. Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Good night. And if you want anything, just ring the bell.
Darling,
Those men coming down. Thousands and thousands and thousands of them. And in a little while, you'll be one of them. You'll be gone with the rest of them. You'll...
Kitty, they're going. I'm going. There's nothing to be done about that. Now listen, darling. There isn't much time left, and we must face the truth. And the truth is that in this short space of tonight, we must live a whole life together. We must pretend that there's nothing tense and desperate about tonight. We must pretend that it's one of many nights.
So few hours. So little time together.
And that the only time I'll have to leave you for the rest of our lives is to buy us both a loaf of bread, a bottle of milk. We're married, see, darling? We've been married for a long time. This is the weekend, and we've come to visit. We've come to visit your darling Aunt Josephine. And you're crying because you didn't want to come.
Does it have to be Aunt Josephine?
Yes, it has to be Aunt Josephine. Are you hungry? I am. Shall I go and buy us that loaf of bread and bottle of milk now?
Make it meat and wine.
Right. Chicken, wine, cake, a little cheese.
With pleasure, sir.
Will you do me a favor?
Of course, sir.
Will you let me have those flowers?
Certainly, sir. A little celebration, sir?
Something of the sort. I'll be in the hall. Thanks very much.
Good heavens, Alan, what are you doing here?
Well, Lawrence, you on the job?
Soldiers must eat. Army moves on its belly, you know. Ah, that's the spirit. Wine, chicken, flowers. Well, I suppose you're not alone.
You can suppose what you please.
Then I should probably think the worst.
Excuse me.
In a hurry, eh? Well, one can hardly blame you.
Move out of the way. Here we are.
Darling, what a spread.
Our wedding feast.
And the flowers. Where did you get them?
Well, they're just growing. I picked them for you. Now, here's bread. And, salad. Oh, yes, some cheese. This should be good, darling. Straight from the mousetrap.
Idiot. Aren't they lovely? I hope Mrs. Blowporridge doesn't mind this.
I hope you like Sauterne, my dear. Will you serve the chicken? Agatha, Bertram, Mimi, Harold. This is the 25th wedding anniversary of your parents.
15th.
Please, my dear. 25 years ago today, your mother married your father. Your mother... Your mother was a lovely sight. The most beautiful girl I ever saw.
And your father, children? Your father...
Mimi. Kitty, can't you do anything with Mimi? She just bit little Harold.
Do behave, Mimi. Now come to order, children. As I was saying, your father was the finest, dearest, kindest...
Your father loved your mother as no one has ever loved before. Don't hear it, darling. It'll stop in a minute. You've got to go now, Kitty. Will you do something for me?
Whatever you wish, Ellen.
Then sit here just where you are. Close your eyes, darling, and don't open them until I've gone. I love you. I'll always love you.
Goodbye, my love. Goodbye.
Only four.
I'll do that for you. Cheerio. So much. Cheerio. Alan! Hello, Alan.
Hello, Joe.
Only 6 more minutes. With the third transport going out, must be something really big this time. Well, did you say goodbye to Kitty for me?
Yes.
I didn't come back. I knew you two wanted to be alone together.
Oh, she knows that, Joe.
Come on. Got to hurry now. Orders are that every man's to have something hot before he leaves.
We'll be getting something hot after we leave. Don't worry.
You know Lawrence has been running about like that for the last 2 hours. He's offered me 5 cups of coffee. But Kitty, did she mind your... Is she all right about your drink?
Yes.
Coffee here. Coffee, Gerald. Oh, hello, Alan.
Hello. Coffee, sir?
All right, I don't suppose it'll actually poison me.
Coffee, Alan? No, I didn't think you'd need any. Like a whiskey?
No, thanks.
Wouldn't it be awful to be as bright as that at this hour of the morning?
I don't know about being bright, but I can't help noticing things.
Oh, shut up, Lawrence.
You two are better start getting on a little better. Now you're going to be cousins.
Yes, indeed. You and Kitty. I'd forgotten about that. And last night, what was that? A kind of farewell to bachelorhood? Bit thick.
You know, Lawrence, there are times when I think you're not quite right in the head.
I'm sane enough to see straight, old fella. Ask him about the little girl of last night.
Let's go.
Ask him about the supper he was taking up to her. Champagne and roses. Hey, Alan, if you tell me her name, I'll go back and give her your love. Don't worry, I won't poach. I haven't the time. Come on now, coffee to everybody. Hot for me. Come on, there's no time to lose now. Everybody to have hot coffee before they...
See, we have a convoy with us. Taking darn good care that
What the devil was that ass talking about?
Well, I don't know. What does Lawrence ever talk about?
He seemed to bother you a good deal.
I'd like to forget about Lawrence. You mind?
Ellen, I've got to ask you a question.
Yes?
Was there any truth in what Lawrence was saying?
Yes, quite a lot. Now, will that do?
No, it won't. I've a right to know more.
Since when?
Since yesterday. Perhaps you've forgotten what happened yesterday.
Perhaps I have forgotten.
I can't believe you were down there last night with a girl. Alan, you couldn't have left Kitty and come down there and... Were you drunk? Were you?
No, I wasn't drunk. I was dead sober. The girl was there. Now, think what the devil you like. Think anything you like. Anything. Signing this form.
What is it? This is an application for special leave.
I thought I'd like a bit. If you sign it, I'll take it up to the colonel.
What do you want leave for?
Last time, I was recalled. The job that brought us back is over. Things are pretty quiet. I'd like to go home again.
I don't think that's a good enough reason.
Don't you? Well, at any rate, we can see what the colonel says. You've no objection to that, have you?
I don't understand it.
Look here, Gerald. We can't go on like this any longer. I want to go home to marry Kitty. Surely you can understand that.
I could have before that night in Folkestone. I certainly can't now.
You mean you'll keep me here?
That's just what I do mean.
You infernal fool. If you had...
Evening, Shannon. Evening, Trent.
Evening, sir. Sit down, sir.
Shannon, we have reports of enemy activity in the northern sector. We've got to find out what it's all about.
Yes, sir.
Tonight's a good night. There's no moon.
A raid, sir?
Yes, I want a dozen men. Can you take out a party?
I think I can find 6 or 8, sir. We're rather depleted.
I know. Well, what about Trent here?
He's just asked for immediate leave, sir. I'll only be taking volunteers, men who want to go.
I'll go. Glad to, sir.
Well, here's the sector. I should warn you, they may be expecting you.
This is...
Now, I would suggest...
Will there be anything else, sir?
No, that's all.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Spiggs.
Good luck, Mr. Trent.
Thank you, Spig.
Oh, my God. Alan.
Kitty, he's here. Gerald.
Mother.
Oh, darling. Darling, it's so good to have you home. I thought they'd never let you come. You're thinner.
Am I? Oh, I'm feeling pretty well. How are you, Martin?
Very well, thank you, Mr. Gerald. Glad to have you back.
Thanks. Glad to be back. Country's looking beautiful.
It's been a perfect summer, sir.
Just take them up to Mr. Gerald's room, Martin. I'll unpack them myself.
Very good man.
Martin, Miss Kitty will be staying to dinner.
Kitty?
She's here. I'll spare you for a few moments.
Hello, Gerald.
Kitty.
How wonderful to see you again, Gerald. What a time they kept you in hospital.
2 months.
I hope they patched you up pretty well.
Yes, I'm as good as new. Where's old Peter?
He's gone, Gerald.
Oh, no.
He was such a very old dog. Your mother found him one morning, curled up in his basket, as though he was asleep.
Oh, poor old Peter. Doesn't seem the same without him.
No.
Kitty.
Oh, Gerald.
Kitty.
Gerald, I'm so sorry. What a bad homecoming for you.
Oh.
And I wanted it to be different. So much happier for you.
No. Couldn't have been.
Gerald, it was the night of the 17th, wasn't it?
Yes.
What time was it?
I don't know, dear. There was an explosion. We never saw him again. I think it was shortly after.
Shortly after 8 o'clock. I knew. I'd been so happy. He'd wired me that he expected to get leave. And then...
He wanted to get leave. He wanted to come home to you.
And he couldn't get it?
I wouldn't give it to him.
What?
I could have given him leave. I refused. It was intentional.
What are you talking about? What are you saying? Gerald, you were devoted to him. You would have done anything for him.
I'm telling you what I did for him. I killed him. Can't you understand it? If I'd given him that leave, he'd be alive today. I killed him.
Why didn't you give it to him? Why didn't you want him to come home?
I can't tell you. There's a misunderstanding.
Tell me what it was. I've got to know.
It can make no difference now. Let's leave it alone. I was mistaken.
Stop it. Stop it. What nonsense are you talking? What are you sparing me from? What difference do I make now? Tell me what it was, Gerald. I've got to know. Can't you see? I shall only torture myself.
It was that night our leave was cancelled. That night at Folkestone. I thought I believed.
You thought he was not alone? Is that it?
Oh, Kitty, for heaven's sake.
You were right. I was with him.
Kitty.
So it was that night that caused... You killed him, you say? You killed him? You mean we killed him? It was that night. It was Because I loved him so. Because I loved him so, he died. We killed him. In some crazy way. Between us. We killed him.
Every one of you men who are gathered here has made a great sacrifice. The greatest sacrifice a man can make in the service of his country, unless it be life itself. I know, my friends, that for the things of the eye you must now substitute the things of the spirit. That where before you saw the green grass, the flowing brooks, the hills in all their colors, the leaves of the trees, what are those compared to the inner beauties that only you, my friends, who have lost the sensual, the minor sight, will be able to discover? Your country will be there, behind you.
Do you have to stand there and tell us what we're missing? The things of the spirit. Curse the things of the spirit. Curse them! It's the other things we want to see, and your fine words don't make it easier. It's the green grass, and the flowing brook, and the hills in all their colors, and the faces of those people we love. Those are the things we want to see, and those are the things we'll never see again. What do we care how grateful you are? I want to see my girl again. That's all I want to see. That's all I want to see.
Shut up! Shut up, I tell you! We know what you feel. We feel it too. What good does this do? Shut up and sit down.
I'm sorry. It can't be helped sometimes. Gentlemen, I think we're all tired. I'll extend your regrets to our guest, Mr. Tanner, and I'm sure he'll understand. Now, suppose we all go to bed, and I hope you all rest well.
All of them. Are the lights out yet? How the devil do I know? What difference does it make anyway?
No, they're not out yet. Can't you tell when they go out?
No, I can't. I guess I'm not used to it yet.
There go the lights now. Can't you tell the difference?
No.
Good night, George. Good night, Arthur. Good night.
I say.
Yes?
Thanks for stopping me down there.
Oh, that's all right.
Good night, Crane.
Good night, Ralston.
Good night, Kitty. Darling, good night.
I hope you're not too glad to leave us.
No, I think I'm rather sorry.
You want to join him out there, Crane?
Oh, no, thank you. I must be off soon.
We haven't been able to help you very much, I'm afraid.
That's true, sir. It's been my fault, not yours.
Fighting something with yourself, aren't you?
Yes, I suppose you could call it that.
You don't want to talk about it?
No, Sir George.
All right, Crane. Now, there are a few routine things I must tell you. First of all, I'm assigning an orderly to you. He's a very pleasant fellow, worked for us before. He'll stay with you until you're settled.
I'd rather not.
Those are the rules, Crane. He'll take you to your home.
Yeah, but I'm not going home. I have no home.
And your name is not Roger Crane.
It's as good a name as any other.
Yes, I suppose so. In any event, it's your own business. Now, I have some things here that belong to you. A few pounds, a very disreputable-looking pipe.
Thank you.
And a picture.
Well, may I?
Now, I've kept these things for a reason. Now, look here, Crane. You came to us from an enemy prison hospital. Your card read that all means of identification had been destroyed, but that you'd given the name of Roger Crane. Now, I could have pursued the matter of identification, but I didn't.
I knew that. I was grateful. May I?
I knew that you were trying to put the past behind you. But today the past has come back and must be faced.
The picture.
Now, this picture's of 3 people. And I see there's an inscription on the back. Take care of each other, Kitty. Now, those people are not strangers to one another. Why aren't you going home?
Fear of being pitied, I suppose. Fear of being a nuisance.
That's been your fight?
Yes.
All right, Crane. Then fight your fight through and go home. Now, look here, I want you to do something for me. I want you to prove to me that I'm not a failure by going back to your people and your friends and living among them like an ordinary man. You need owe nothing to anyone but yourself. But you do need love and companionship. You can't live without them, you know. Now go home.
You think I should? You think it's right?
Yes, Crane. Yes. I do.
I've wanted to. Every day. Every hour. The sun's out, isn't it?
Yes. And before it goes down, you can be home.
Before it goes down, I can be home. It's true. Think of it. Before it goes down, I'll be home. Coming into Medford. I used to come here for the fair when I was a boy. Pretty country, isn't it? What time do you make it?
12:20, sir.
Getting very near. I make it 12:23. You must be a little slow. Another 22 minutes. The last minutes are always the longest.
Yes, sir. Do you mind if I step out in the corridor and have a pipe?
Oh, no, you go. I suppose I've about talked your head off.
Oh, that's all right, sir.
Care to see the paper? Thanks very much. Thank you.
Why, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I hadn't any idea.
That's all right. It was very kind of you. I was just showing off. Sir George would have liked that, wouldn't he?
Yes. Well, I think I'll join you in the smoke. Stretch my legs. Excuse me.
Is it far to your home, sir?
Not very far. There used to be a very dilapidated cab outside the station.
What? Haven't you told him you're coming, sir?
No. You see, I only made up my mind at the last minute.
You won't mind my mentioning it, sir, but they know that you...
No.
It'd be pretty much of a shock, won't it, sir?
I'm here, darling. Can't you see me?
I can't see anything else, but I can see you. I've seen you every minute, this whole long time. Your face is turned up to me. And that long, slow smile makes you look like a little girl again. Kitty, you are smiling, aren't you?
Yes. Yes, darling. Come down now, Alan. Take my hand. I'll help you.
Lion. Coming home, I guess. Sad. That poor girl. Married to him. Day in, day out. Helping him. Helping him. Helping him.
Take my hand, darling. I'll help you. I'll help you.
Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. Going in, sir.
This is it, sir. Camden Junction. We're not getting off.
Sir? Well, what's the matter, sir? You said this was your station.
We're not getting off.
That was the London train.
Yes, of course. It passes every day at this time.
Yes, I know. But today I just happened to think of it coming in. I don't know why.
Betty, come here at once.
Oh, I've unpacked your things, sir. The bell's near the end of the bed if you should want anything, sir. There's an oil lamp beside the bed. You be careful.
No.
Is there anything else I can do for you, sir?
No.
Good night, sir. Get a good night's rest.
Good night,
I'll turn the gas off here before I go, sir.
Are you sure?
May I come in? It's me, Betty. I brought the water. Why do you stand there like that? You look so funny. Go on, ask him. It's my brothers, do you mind? They wanted to look at you. They've never seen a blind man. Are you cross with us?
No, no. Look at me, by all means. Look. I know, what's all this? Come, this won't do. Don't cry, please.
Here, take my handkerchief. There. There, that's it. That's better. It's Miss Gallup, isn't it?
Yes.
Huh?
And these are my brothers.
Well, it was kind of you to come and see me. Shall we sit down? There's a big chair somewhere around here. Oh,
Here it is.
thank you.
Here. I thought you were angry. You weren't. Were you?
Oh, no.
Here's your handkerchief.
Thank you. Did you introduce me to your brothers?
This is Joe and this is Ginger.
Hello there.
Oh, and I'm Betty. You called me Miss Gallup.
Let me have a look at you, Betty.
How can you?
Oh, this is a nice little face. Nice, perky little face. Now I know just what you're like.
Like to have a look at me?
Is this Ginger?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, he's all right. Your nose turns up a little bit, doesn't it, Ginger?
Yes. Now do Joe.
No, I don't want to be looked at. Come on, let's go.
We'll see you in the morning.
That's right.
We're going on a picnic. Do you want to come with us?
We're going fishing.
You are?
Well, good night.
Good night, Betty.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Children, this is the last time I'm going to tell you. Take off your caps and make up your minds to stay in the house. It's going to rain all day.
I'm sorry. Mother says we can't go to the river today.
What? Oh, I'm afraid I'd forgotten.
But we'll surely take you tomorrow.
All right.
What are you going to do today?
I don't know.
I thought grown-up people always had something to do every day.
I thought so, too. Now I find it isn't always true.
When I grow up, I'm going to be a white whale and live in the river.
Don't listen to him. The other day he wanted to be a horse.
But Ginger doesn't seem to like the human form at any rate.
I'm going to be a dressmaker or a singer when I grow up. Would you like me to sing?
Oh, no, no.
What did you want to be when you were young?
A writer.
Then why didn't you?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose for the same reason that Ginger won't be a white whale.
A writer? That's nice. I've got a pencil. Would you like to write something now?
No, no, indeed. That was a long time ago, Betty.
Oh. Maybe down by the river you'll write us something.
I told you this morning he can't even see the river. You can't see anything, can you?
You're very snobbish about your eyes, Joe. Maybe I'll be able to see some things about the river that you can't see.
Like what? You see?
Well, you can see that it's a river. Just a pretty country river. But I can see that it's big and wide, and that its banks are tangled with a strange kind of undergrowth, the kind you've never even seen. There are sounds that you've never heard before. Bright-colored wild birds are flying about. Monkeys are jabbering in the trees, and there are large green crocodiles in the river. You hear the crocodiles, and you don't like the sound they make, because you've got to swim through them to rescue Betty, who's been taken captive by a cannibal.
Who, me?
You. And dimly through the jungle, Joe and Ginger can hear your cries. Above the strange song of the birds, and above the shrill chatter of the monkeys. Suddenly, you and Ginger jump into the river. Jack and Peter were with her on the trip, and nothing else mattered to Jennifer. For the boys, tired of fishing, were splashing about in the sea, having left Jennifer on board to watch the lines. In their haste, they had swum a little distance away from the side when a puff of wind stirred the sails. I smell plum cake, or am I mistaken?
Do you think we ought to eat the cake now? I mean while I'm here, so that I'd know whether it was right or not.
No. You must wait until Hannah brings in the tea.
I wouldn't ask for a piece of cake. I wouldn't do that. But if my brothers were here, they wouldn't mind asking one little bit. But I wouldn't ask.
No, not you.
They had swum a little distance away from the side when a puff of wind stirred the sails.
The boat gave a quiver, and Jennifer jumped to her feet. Suddenly, she realized, to her horror, that the boat was moving. In terror, she rushed to the side and shouted, "Peter!"
Will Jennifer get mad and slap Peter? That's what I do.
No, she likes him.
Doesn't he like her?
Yes, he likes her very much. But he won't know how much until a long time later.
Will that be in the book, too?
No, that won't be in the book.
On what platform does the Dover Express arrive, please?
Number 5, miss.
Thank you.
Kitty!
Gerald. Gerald, I'm so glad.
I'm so glad, too. I didn't know that you'd come. Seeing you again means so much. Mother, is Mother here?
She's waiting. She wanted me to see you first.
Oh, bless her.
We mustn't stand here.
No.
Let's get your things.
Where's my porter? Oh, there he is, yes.
Father and Granny are so anxious to see you. Granny says that no one plays cribbage quite as well as you.
Oh.
We told her that you might want to do a few other things. But she wouldn't listen to that. Why didn't you come home before? Why did it take you so long?
I couldn't till I was all right with myself.
I know. I felt that too. We were both wrong that night.
I know that now. It took me a long time to find it out. I wanted to come home. I wanted to see you more than I could ever tell you. But I didn't know what you felt. I was afraid.
We've been friends ever since we were born. We must never not be friends again.
Oh, no.
George?
Hello, Roger. Hello.
I meant to be clean and looking like a tailor's dummy to greet you. I'm glad to see you again.
Fine to be down again. You're looking very fit, Roger.
Thank you.
Oh, how are you, Miss West?
Oh, very well, and very glad to see you, Sir George.
Thank you.
Mr. Saunders, bring the luggage in, will you, please?
Well, how's the new book coming on?
Well, we made a good start, I think.
Huh?
No, we really have, you know.
I hope we've a very long way to go. I love this.
You have a long way to go. A good 10 miles yet.
Oh, how lovely the garden looks, Roger. And what a time I'm going to have. I shall do nothing but sleep and eat and read your latest book. Get tally-ho. Neither of you were born the first time I saw one of those.
It belongs to Sir George Morton.
Oh, really?
He's the MFH at Bramwell.
Well, this is brandy. Napoleon 1814. It was princely of you, George.
Oh, thanks.
You know, when I was a kid, I used to think that Napoleon made all this himself. That he spent that entire year doing nothing but making brandy.
Well, the history books could have told you differently.
In those days, I never could understand how he had time for Waterloo.
with all the brandy making going on. How is it?
Oh. Not bad. Roger, you were in the engineers, weren't you?
Yes.
Did you ever run across a chap called Shannon?
Yes, we're in the same field company.
Do you remember a photograph of yours I gave back to you when you left us?
Yes.
I think these are the same people. Gerald Shannon and Kitty Vane. Is that right? There's a picture of them here in this Tatler. They're going to be married.
Are they? I'm very glad. We used to be quite good friends. And they've been very close to each other all their lives. I was hoping this would happen. It's the way it should be.
Well, me for bed, I think. I always like to turn in early the first night. How about you?
No, George, I think I shall have a short pipe first.
I'm tired. I've been working pretty hard the last few weeks. Well, good night, old man.
Good night. Well, George, when are they to be married? Did you notice?
I think it said the 3rd.
That's next Monday.
Yes. Well, good night, old man.
Good night, George. Give me a shout if you want anything.
Right.
You've been standing there. You haven't moved. For a long time. I was watching you. I've never seen anyone so still. I spoke to you, but you didn't hear. What are you thinking about, darling? Shall we go in? They're dancing.
What's it to be today?
1 tree golf.
Oh, that sounds exciting. It's a dangerous spot, George, but we'll fix you up. There's a dark pool beneath the tree. You can pretend to fish and then go to sleep.
Ah, that sounds interesting. All right, I'll sleep and fish while the braves watch over me.
Look at my rock. They wouldn't take mine as good as theirs. It's much too short.
Oh, the fish won't care.
There's danger ahead.
Pass the word. We're crocodiles.
Where crocodiles are?
Where crocodiles?
Well, look! Didn't I say there was danger? Look! The hounds, the hounds, the hounds!
You're going to make it
beautiful sight?
Yes, isn't it?
They're coming this way.
They're coming very close.
Really?
Yes, they're coming very close. Oh, what a nasty fall.
He's up again.
There's a fine jump.
No.
It's a lady. Come on, boys. Let's see if we can be some help. Hey, Joe, run and dip my handkerchief in the stream.
Is she all right?
I don't know. She's lying very still. Joe's gone for the water.
Is she hurt, George?
I don't think so. It's just a tumble.
Conscious?
No, she's stunned, I imagine. And she's coming to, though. Take it easy now. You feeling better? That was quite a fall, wasn't it?
Oh, Herbert!
Kitty. Well, it's Kitty Dave.
Oh, you poor dear, are you hurt?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Of course, sir. Very glad to have been some help.
Are you sure you're not hurt? No, really. Fine exhibition, wasn't it?
Oh, just rotten luck.
I told you that horse was a bad enough water, but you would ride him.
George? Yes, old man.
Kitty, are you all right? What a fright you gave me.
I can wait here once.
Well, I think I've been lying here long enough.
There you are. You're as white as a sheet.
So are you, darling.
Why the devil must they hunt over here? They've never done it before. Only a couple of miles from home and I run slap into her. You want me to mix with people. I ought to put 1,000 miles between us. I knew that from the start, only I hadn't the guts. I will now. I'll get right away. Right away from any chance of ever seeing her again. Yeah, I've lied to myself, George. I've pretended that I've made a life, that I was happy. And today, I've found myself out. The work of all those years is thrown away.
Tough luck, Roger. Terribly tough.
Sorry, old man, I let go. Had to be darn well ashamed of myself. Take a stroll in the garden, cool off. I'm glad you were there today, George. Thank you for what you did. Wasn't much hurt, was she?
No, man, just a tumble and a scratch. She was very plucky about it.
I'll bet she was. Bet she's kicking herself for coming off. She's ridden ever since she was 6. Probably her first spill. And I was there. Was I very close to her?
Yes. Yes, quite close.
Easy to lift, isn't she? So tiny, such a little thing. And very pretty.
Roger Crane. Well, I suppose he ought to know. I wish I could remember the name. Yes. Yes, 2 years is a long time. Let me think now. Crane. Oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't mean anything to me. Not a thing. He's quite certain he was in my regiment. Can't I speak to him? Very well, if you'd rather not. But of course I don't mind. Tell Mr. Crane I'll be delighted to come and call on him any day. How about tomorrow? No. At once. All right, if you really think I ought to. You sound very serious. Tell me, what does he look like? Yes. I remember the photograph. Snapshot. It must be. Please give me the address. Rosemary Cottage. Foxley Heath. I'll be with you in about an hour.
You've been away so long. What is it, Gerald? You look as though you've seen a ghost. Is anything wrong?
No. Kitty, how much do you?
There is something. Can't you tell me?
I must, Kitty. It's Alan.
Alan.
He's alive.
Alive.
I'm going to take you to him.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Please try to understand why I did it. I had to see you get this straight. I don't know what it's going to do to your feelings for me. I do hope not too much.
Did you tell him I was blind?
No, just that you were here.
Is he coming alone?
I don't know. He didn't say.
Miss West. Miss West.
Yes, Mr. Crane.
Come in. Is the room as it usually is?
Why, yes, Mr. Crane.
I've got to be absolutely certain. I have a good look. Is anything out of its place?
No. No, nothing at all.
You're quite sure?
Yes, quite.
Oh, what's in the yellow bowl today?
Roses. Yellow roses.
Perhaps you'd better put another chair here. Oh, Miss West, I want you to put all my Braille books away. All of them. I think you'll find one there beside my chair.
Is there anything more, Mr. Crane?
No, thank you. Oh, wait. There was a copy of this week's Tatler.
It's on the table behind you.
And bring in some drinks soon. Put them on the desk, please. And stir up the fire. I'm expecting visitors.
Very well, Mr. Crane.
Yes, Miss West, what is it?
Why, I brought the drinks. Am I disturbing you?
No, no.
Is there anything else I can do, Mr. Crane? Anything?
No, thank you. Miss West, what's it like to live year in and year out in the company of a blind man?
Oh, but I don't think of you as blind, Mr. Crane.
You don't? Well, think. Aren't you keeping an eye out every minute for fear I should blunder? Watching your tongue every minute for fear you say something that might hurt my feelings? Cut off from...
Here they are.
They?
Yes, a lady and a gentleman.
A lady. Young?
Small and dark. And pretty. I'll go and let them in.
Mr. Crane.
Yes, he's expecting you. Will you hurry?
Thank you, sir.
Alan!
Alan, old
Kitty!
man.
Gerald!
Oh.
Alan!
Kitty!
Oh, Alan.
Alan. It's really you. I always knew that somewhere, sometime...
We should meet again? Yes, I think I always knew it, too. The three of us. Oh, I'm so happy to see you both. Sit down, Kitty. This is a comfortable chair. Gerald, old boy, sit down, sit down. You'll have a drink, won't you? The cigarettes are right there beside you, Gerald.
Alan, you've so much to tell us.
Yes, old man.
Well, it's a long story. I want to hear about you. How's Aunt Sheila? How's everything? Yeah, I'll keep you here for days telling me. Give Kitty a cigarette, Gerald. Matches are right there beside you.
Thanks. I have some.
Where have you been?
Well, I've been here. I've been a writer. Remember when we were kids, I was going to write like Shakespeare? Well, I'm not Shakespeare. I write books for children. I like doing. And I've done fairly well with it. Oh, I don't mean that I'm any great shakes at it, but the first book sold pretty well, and Kitty like much soda? Here we are.
But Alan,
Is this
why?
about right, Kitty? Gerald?
Thanks.
Sit down, old boy, sit down. Mind if I have a pipe? I'll show you around my garden later. I'm terribly proud of my roses.
Alan, what's happened to us?
Why are you holding us off?
Oh, I found your engagement in the Tatler. I was so delighted when I saw your picture. It's right there beside you, Gerald. Here's something I've been wanting to do ever since. My love to you both. And I hope you'll be very, very happy.
Is that it? Is that why you sit there torturing us? It doesn't explain anything. It doesn't excuse anything. Do you realize that for 3 years, you let us believe you were dead? Mother, Kitty, Kitty, do you know what that's meant? Do you know what we've suffered? Why have you done it? And now we come here after all this time and we're strangers. If it's because... Oh, Alan, you've only to look at Kitty's face to know what you're doing to her. To know that she's...
No. Please don't. Gerald. I want to talk to Alan alone.
But I see no reason.
Alan. Tell me now.
Well, there's nothing to tell, really.
You've suffered, darling. Something's hurt you. Won't you tell me? Alan, why didn't you come home?
It's hard to tell you, Kitty, but I've got to. See, the war did something to me. I've changed.
Changed?
Well, after all, the war doesn't leave you quite where it finds you, does it? Yeah, I spent several months in a German hospital, and once in a prison camp. When I came out, I wanted to be alone for a while. I wanted to start all over again and to build a new life sort of away from old friends and old memories. So I came here. I always meant to come home sometime, but I liked it here and I got used to it. And I just didn't come back.
You found... When you found you stopped loving me? That was it, Alan.
I love you, Kitty. I loved you then. But in a different way, I suppose. I didn't have courage enough to tell you.
I see. I understand. Forgive me, Alan. I've been tormenting you. This means we won't
see each other again.
Yes. But before that happens, I want to tell you that I loved you then. I love you now. As much. I love you with all my heart. I've never loved anyone else. I never will again. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Kitty.
Alan.
Goodbye, Gerald. Be happy, both of you. Goodbye. Is that you, Miss West? You must excuse me. I'm tired. Desperately tired. We won't do any work tonight. I wanted to talk to you. I've been thinking lately of going away, leaving the country. There are reasons, unfortunately. I shall miss you.
You've been very kind. But of course, it's West. It's West.
Alan. Oh, my darling. My darling.
Kitty, you...
Darling, I know. That was why, wasn't it?
Kitty, think what it means.
It means life again. I've been dead. Oh, dearest. It was cruel of you. How could you know me so little?
Kitty, will you listen to me?
No, I won't. I won't. You told me once never to stop watching you, never to go away. I never will. Never. You may as well face it, darling. You'll never be alone again. Wherever you are, I'll be with you always. Always.
I never could escape from you, could I?
Never.
You were always popping up.
Oh.
Thank heaven you popped up this time. Thank heaven.